Hi, my name is Megan Morris, and I'm here to talk to you today about the psychology of color. Color is about so much more than just picking something pretty. Each color and each tone of that color will evoke a different feeling and reaction from the person looking at it. They all have different meanings that have an impact on the environment they are used in, and so understanding that each one represents is the first step to knowing how to use it. First of all, let's take a brief moment to discuss what each color means. Blue. Honest, reliable, tranquil, peaceful, wise, non-threatening. Blue is one of the easiest colors on the eyes, and it embodies serenity and calmness. It slows down the metabolism and promotes relaxation. Doctors' offices and dental offices use colors that are calming, like blues and greens. A lot of people will paint the interior of their home some light shades of blue. Of course, you can go with a bold color too if you like. Just make sure you have a big enough space. We were talking earlier about a room that doesn't have a lot of light. Obviously, the darker the color, the more it's going to absorb the light. So you want to make sure you pick colors that are going to accentuate that room and also give it the most space. It's important what your overall feel is going to be for the room. If you want to put light blue accessories, light blue room or accent wall, make sure you've, again, check with the flooring, check with the materials in the house to make sure everything goes together. And then also remember that what the blue does, it's a very calming color. Like I said earlier about the dental offices and doctors' offices, blue just makes you feel at ease. It's a very nice color, but again, for staging, a lot of times it might be too personal. So keep all that in mind when you're painting large areas. If you think you might be putting your house on the market at some point, you might want to do just an accent wall in that color, so when you go to sell your house, you can easily paint over it if it is something that might be too personal, because most people do relate to beige the most, but it's okay to have some areas with the accent walls that adds a little pop of color, and it's a lot of fun. I find that for resale, when we're staging homes, that we pick those colors for the pops of color and the arrangements and the pillows, throws. I like to put the color there and keep with the neutral walls, neutral carpet, neutral furniture. That tends to agree with more people. Red, it's a strong, powerful, passionate, ambitious, energizing, desirable, attention-getting color. It is known for stimulating the appetite, so it is a great choice for kitchens and dining rooms, even at just a small pop of color, because despite how little there might be, it will definitely catch your attention. As you can see, I'm in a kitchen that's painted red, and a lot of people feel that red stimulates the appetite. So you'll see a lot of times, though, red will be in a home where there's a kitchen or a dining room, and restaurants will a lot of times have vibrant colors because that's what that color does. Orange. Fresh, happy, uplifting, optimistic, rejuvenating, motivating, uninhibited. Like red, stimulates the appetite but is less vivid, particularly if you go with a subtle version of it, such as peach. It is also said to make people want to spend money, which is why a for sale sign often uses red or orange. Orange is a color that's great to have some pops of color, but again, I don't think you want to paint too many walls orange, although it's a great color for introducing a lot of life to the party. It really brings, if you put an orange pillow in the scape, it really brings a lot of life to the room. It's a great color for the spring. That's the other thing, you can change colors out for different times of the year, and that's an easy way to do it, is with pillows and table settings, and we'll get into more of that in another setting, because the table settings are something that you can really change and add a lot of fun and color without painting the walls. Pink is romantic, lovely, kind, positive, warm, calming, healthy, non-threatening. Pink is considered the most feminine of all the colors, but has actually been proven to help people feel more relaxed and calm aggression. It is the most romantic of all colors, symbolizing love. Although I don't paint too many walls pink when we're doing resale, pink is a nice color that's very, it's romantic, it's calming, it's supposed to be a kind color. The whole psychology of pink is supposed to be a calming color as well. And I recently found out that they're painting some prisons in pink. Pink is supposed to be something that you know, it really calms you down. Too much pink is obviously going to be too feminine, and if you are going to be selling a home, you probably want to defeminize it, demasculinize it. You want to make it look as neutral as possible. Gender neutral is really important, and then you can add some pink accents. A lot of times in my own home, I add pink to the spring. So when it's springtime, I add a lot of pink arrangements. I'll have some pink pieces, but I don't have pink all year long. I think pink is a really fun color to play with, and just be careful that you don't use it too much when you're trying to sell your house. Brown, earthy, natural, warm, stable, comforting. Brown makes people feel calm and secure. It is a soothing, warm, and inviting color. Brown is a beautiful color, actually. It does absorb a lot of light, the darker versions of it. So you have to keep that in mind when you're painting if you're painting a wall. You want to make sure you use maybe a lighter color. And brown also is, it's an earth tone, so it's something that most people can relate to. It's very gender friendly. It goes across a lot of borders. So with brown, you can get away with a lot more. It goes with hardwood. It goes with stone. It goes with a lot of different materials. So it's a pretty safe color. A lot of people will incorporate some browns in their design somewhere. Gray. It's a neutral, impartial, reserved, elegant, and stable color. Gray is clean and sophisticated and goes with every color, making it a great choice for walls. Alone, it can be very drab and boring, but as a backdrop, it is perfect. Gray is another color that we're seeing really has been a comeback this year, and gray can be a slate gray, it can be a light gray. Gray is a very elegant color. It looks very nice with white. It looks great in a lot of different homes. You just have to. There's a lot of different variations of gray. You can have warmer tones, you can have cooler tones. You really have to experiment again with the flooring, with the materials that are in your own home. If you're going to be painting walls with gray, just make sure that you are coordinating with if you have drapes or if you have hardwood or the furniture, you want to make sure you're picking up the same tones, because it's really important to keep in the same tones so your home will flow better. Black is powerful, strong, elegant, prestigious, sophisticated. Black absorbs light, making a space feel smaller if there's too much of it. If you're going to put it on walls, make sure that you have enough light so the room doesn't look too small. Black is a great accent color. It's a neutral. People use a lot in furniture. You can use it in your tablescapes. You can use it as in drapery. You can use it in almost anything. Just remember that it does absorb a lot of light and that you should use it in bigger spaces whenever possible. White is clean, pure, positive, peaceful. It is the most perfect to use when you want to see another color in its purest form, which is why all art galleries have white walls, so the paintings stand out. It reflects light, making it feel larger. There are a lot of different variations of white. There's creamy whites, there's crisp whites, there's a lot. So you want to make sure when you're painting your house white, interior, exterior, you take a lot of different swatches and look at it different times of the day, because white is something that can really play tricks on your eyes if you don't do it just right. And you want to make sure you're checking with your flooring and your hardwood and your drapery, anything else you have in your home, so it all goes together. White is a great color for resale because it looks good on almost any house, and it also really showcases the architecture. Now, if you have very crisp, big moldings in the house and you want to show that off, you might want to go just a tone darker so those really pop. It all depends on the house and the architecture, of course, but white is a great color to use in a home, especially for resale. Green is always a beautiful choice as a primary color of nature. It is totally gender neutral and attractive to most eyes. You really can't go wrong with green. People use it a lot in their homes, maybe not as much as a bright green, but earth tone greens. Greens go with a lot of different colors. They can go with Mediterranean look, they can go with a more transitional look. I've seen a lot of homes that are greens and beiges that look really nice. So green is a very nice neutral color as well, depending on what shade you use. But again, make sure you consult with the materials that are the hard surfaces in your house, and the soft surfaces as well, obviously, to make sure everything flows together. Colors do evoke a lot of emotions, and a lot of times the colors that you pick for your house are going to dictate the way people feel when they come in your home. So you got to think about a lot of things when you're picking colors. I know a lot of people have fallen in love with a color. They go to a paint store and they want to paint their house this color blue, or whatever color they pick, and they get there, they paint on the walls, and they realize it just clashes with the rest of the house. The important thing about color is you do have to pick a color that works with your house. You have to look at the color of the floors, of the hardwood floor, if there's hardwood floor, if there's tile or travertine. All those things dictate what colors you can pick from. What you want to do is look at the coloring of the flooring. Let's say you have a warm travertine color. You want to pick a color that works in that family, so make sure you bring home the swatches and look at it with that floor, because if it doesn't go in the same family, if it's not a warm tone like the flooring, it's always going to clash. The same is true if it has cool tones. If you have a flooring like a tile floor that has some gray tones in it, a warmer color on the walls is going to clash. So you want to make sure you stick in the same family. I always recommend painting, a pretty big scale piece of wall so you can look at it different times of the day and see how you like it. A lot of people call me after the fact when they've painted their home and it doesn't work because they went ahead and painted the whole house in the morning, and then at the afternoon it had kind of a cool cast to it that didn't work with the rest of the house. So make sure you paint big swatches on the exterior of the house and look at it different times of the day. The same is true for the inside of the house. You want to see it, what one color might work in one room and the same color might not work in another room. That's because some rooms get more light than other rooms, and if it's a room that does not have a lot of windows and you're picking a color that's darker, that could make that whole room look too dark. So you want to try different colors in different parts of the house at different times of the day and paint pretty big swatches on the walls before you go ahead and commit to the whole wall. The best place to start is to choose a color you love and then look for as much inspiration with that color as you can possibly find. Put those ideas in a folder and then go window shopping. Look at different fabrics, accessories, furniture, and wall colors and compile all your choices together by taking photographs. If you see something you absolutely must have, use that as your starting point for your design. Lay it all out when you get home and start mixing and matching to see what will work well together. This process is so much fun and very helpful for layering the right elements to create the perfect design. We've talked about a lot of colors and the psychology that goes with them. So remember, when you go out and pick your colors, go home, check your flooring, check the materials, and I'm sure you'll have a beautiful home.